Nonfiction, as you pointed out, I think you read mostly science and stuff. The beauty of science is that it can be explained, and I guess that's where you mean by nonfiction. But where it kind of lacks is it is very descriptive about the now. A lot of nonfiction will talk about things up to now. The beauty of science fiction, especially, is that it takes a concept that we might not have thought about and adds a more philosophical element to it, and basically makes you think about things in a lot more ways that you might not consider before. Take Isaac Asimov. The entire idea of iRobot is that what would we do in a world where there is another sort of life? We've never had life at the same level. How would we react to that? Can we even call that life? What does it mean to have life? Philosophy in that sense, not just philosophy, but ideas that really challenge the way you think. That's one of the beauties of science fiction itself. When you look at fantasy and stuff, it's less about teaching you things, but to create a story, and sort of, for me at least, it appeals to that kind of primal, I've forgotten who mentioned it, but there's this sort of primal urge that almost every human beings have to sit by a campfire and hear stories. The oldest books known to man are all fiction. When you look at mythologies like Mahabharata, Ramayana, you look at the Iliad and the Odyssey, you look at Enkidu and what's the guy's name? I've forgotten, the Babylonians and stuff that they have. The Gilgamesh, sorry, that's the one. These are primarily fiction because that's what entrances us. This shared experience that we can come together and talk about something larger than us and more grand. And of course, you can add your own sort of teachings and philosophies to it to give you a more mythologized version of things. But it also helps us remind us of what we are as humans or as animals, or however you want to look at it. Yeah, nonfiction teaches us so much more and is very useful in general, but fiction answers certain different questions. So having both is beneficial to us. Yeah, and I would be interested to see why, or sort of what kind of fiction you do end up picking up if you do, because we live at a really good time in this point of history where we have almost everything available to us, and there's bound to be something that you will find interesting, stimulating, as well as refreshing that nonfiction doesn't kind of scratch that itch. I think the escape is a part of it, but not essentially what encompasses it. It does provide an escape in terms of, if you look at the more fantastical elements of it, yeah, but fiction can appeal to so much more trauma and stuff where more heartbreak can come through fiction. That's not necessarily an escape, just a different view of what is life. So saying escape, I feel, is a bit of a, I don't know, kind of hamstrings the definition quite a bit.